In Flanders fields the poppies blow, between the crosses, row on row, that mark our place, and in the sky the larks still bravely singing fly. Scarce heard amid the guns below, we are the dead short days ago. We lived, felt dawn, saw sunset glow, loved and were loved, and now we lie in Flanders fields. Take up our quarrel with the foe. To you from failing hands we throw the torch, be yours to hold it high. If we break faith with us who die, we shall not sleep, though poppies grow in Flanders.
My name is Gerald George Manhertz.
Aston Nehemiah Augustus Sr.
I am JDF 11703 retired Sergeant Peter Williams of the Jamaica Defence Force.
I am Stanley Francis. I served in World War II in England. I did radar and direction finding in London.
In around 1942, then the 1939-45 war was in progress. And as a youth then, at 17, our hobby was going to the movie morely, apart from playing games and for entertainment. And so during the course of the war, on the movie screen and in the Gleaner we used to see advertisement that of the Royal Air Force advertising that the Royal Air Force needs you. And so the atrocities that we were seeing as a result of the German declaration of war in Europe, as young men, we all began to think about it. And so more interested was an advertisement on the screen in the movie that would say, if my memory serves me right, come and help your country.
Well, I started at Palisados, and then that was in 1944, and I went to England at Melksham. There was a batch before the ones that I went in, and they went to Filey. So I first started in the Royal Air Force, then from there to the RAMC. There were good times, and there were times that were not so good.
A selection of us was put on a special course, and when our group came first, the remark was, I am not surprised that these Jamaicans came first. They live in the jungle, and when they hear the lion and the tiger coming, they got to run for their lives.
I was enlisted in the Jamaica Battalion under the British. That is 1952. I continued my service in the Royal Corps of Signals British Army. I then continued my service to the West India Regiment and then to the Jamaica Defence Force. In my role in the military, I was the chief photographer for the Jamaica Defence Force and the units before that. I was also the postmaster for the Jamaica Defence Force and the Jamaica Defence Force Telephone Exchange as supervisor. During my period, that was my very special occupation.
I would advise the young members today, when they retire from the forces or resign, whatever, to support the legions in whatever way they can. Because they are the ones that will be the beneficiary later. People like me won't be around. My age group will be gone. The next 10, 15, 20 years, I don't think you'll have one ex-serviceman at Kirby home. You'll have the people from the JDF. So the members of the JDF must realize from now, it won't be like because they're young like most people. When you're young, you talk about being young.
As a veteran, I feel very proud of myself and all those who have served with me, having paid the supreme sacrifice like others have done before me. And so I'm very proud of myself and those who are along with me.
I wish to express my sincere appreciation to the workers and people of Curfew Place. I must say thanks, Robert.
I have to give thanks for all those who have supported the organization over the years, the civil organizations, Member of Parliament, Prime Ministers, everywhere.
Thanks to the Jamaica Legion, the Commonwealth Legion, and RAPA. Help the old if you are young. Help the weak if you are strong. Own a fault if you are wrong. And most importantly, keep a guard upon your tongue.
Please wear a poppy to show that you care.
Well, they called me Warlord, and that was very moving for me, so I'm sure that that was equally moving for you, if not more. As it was in World War I and World War II, the world is currently going through a war of sorts, one that is costing the lives of millions of our loved ones. This time, however, the enemy is not visible. It is crucial that we again pull together and be each other's strength in these trying times. May I therefore ask that we pause for a moment of silence in solidarity to the thousands of families in Jamaica as well as across the world who have lost loved ones to COVID-19 and were not even as much as being able to be by their bedsides to hold their hands as they died. COVID-19 has indeed brought with it great sadness and forced change upon the world. But, as Mr. Francis pointed out, even in war, we must find and seize glorious opportunity for change. The best change is the one we envisage the need for and initiate steps towards. Those of us involved in management of veterans affairs in Jamaica have seen the need to rebrand and revamp what we do in the objective of attracting a wider viewership, a wider awareness of veterans affairs, and to increase the amount of funds we raise and the sources of funds we raise for our veteran care. This year, we have opted to launch Poppy Drive, the Poppy Appeal Drive, via this means, instead of the usual concert in a garden. The actual celebration of the veterans in terms of concert form is being reserved for the day when the world celebrates veterans. That is the 11th of November. The event will be dubbed Veterans for Veterans, or for short, Vet for Vet, and will become our annually celebrated event and will see veterans of the Jamaican music industry, taking us through a nostalgic journey while providing an attractive product for patrons locally, regionally, and internationally. The event will approach corporate sponsorship not from the "may I have a donation" tone, but rather one that offers them greater value than even the financial partnership that we seek from them. Notwithstanding the tone of Vet for Vet, we accept that there are organizations and individuals who give and seek nothing in return. Hence, another initiative, Adopt a Vet. Adopt a Vet is an appeal to the philanthropic spirit among corporate entities as well as individuals locally and in our diaspora. People who understand and appreciate the value of the democracy and national security provided by our veterans and maintained by our current serving members. Sponsors of Vet for Vet and Adopt a Vet will be thanked with attractive branding publicity opportunities both during the broadcast of Vet for Vet and, within conditions, advertising of their products at JDF bases and during prominent JDF events. I'll pause to acknowledge the Jamaica National Group, who has already committed to sponsor Vet for Vet. The Stewart Foundation is also on board with us this year, and I will now invite Mrs. Diana Stewart, who will be joining us virtually, to bring her remarks. Mrs. Stewart and the Honorable Kenneth Benjamin were both designated co-patron of the National Poppy Appeal by His Excellency the Governor General this year.
Hello, Jamaica, and all Jamaicans here and abroad. I am Diana Stewart, co-patron of the Poppy Appeal, alongside our esteemed Chief Patron, the Governor General, His Excellency, the Most Honourable Sir Patrick Allen. Our veterans span those who served in the Royal Air Force and other services during both World Wars, those who served in local forces, pre-independence, and our very dear post-independence Jamaica Defence Force veterans. Please do not forget that the JDF servicemen and women who are still risking their lives to maintain the freedoms to which we have grown accustomed will one day become veterans too. We are here today for two reasons: to remember and honor all our Jamaican veterans and to raise funds to help support all of them who bravely risked their lives and helped with nation building. Some of these veterans, these heroes, have been adversely affected during this pandemic. Some are living with injuries sustained during combat, and some are gravely ill. Others are living in squalor, unable to access health care or even the basic essentials of life. As the direct beneficiaries of their sacrifice, the Poppy Appeal is making every effort to alleviate their suffering and ensure they are well cared for, especially during these trying times. The poppy is a symbol of remembrance and hope for a peaceful future. In a year like 2020, we need to hold on to both. Let us take a moment to do that today. The Richard and Diana Stewart Foundation Limited, with charity status, will receive donations for our veterans. This will be organized through Rafa. Thank you and good afternoon, and God bless you all.
Thank you, Mrs. Stewart. That was a perfect speech, if ever I've heard one. His Excellency, the Most Honorable Sir Patrick Allen, Governor General of Jamaica and Chief Patron of the National Poppy Appeal, will now bring the keynote address, followed by the first spinning of the poppy for the 2020-2021 National Poppy Appeal Drive.
Once again, it is my honor and pleasure as patron of the Jamaica Legion to launch the annual National Poppy Appeal campaign, which takes place from October 4 to November 11, 2020. Each year, the Poppy Appeal provides an opportunity for us to pause and reflect on the exceptional and sacrificial service given by the men and women on the battlefields of World War I and II, especially those serving in the Commonwealth Armed Forces and currently in the Jamaica Defense Force. Through these remembrance activities, we are given an opportunity to show our gratitude by our generous financial contributions. The funds raised during the Poppy Appeal Drive are a significant component of the Jamaica Legion's support mechanism for the operation and upkeep of Curfew Place and Curfew Home, and for providing assistance to needy veterans and their families. In 2019, our target was $9 million, and we raised $8.5 million. This year, our target is $15 million. We thank our sponsors and volunteers who support the National Poppy Appeal each year. In this year, 2020, the COVID-19 pandemic has curtailed many of the traditional Poppy Appeal activities. Nonetheless, Jamaicans who are known for their generosity of spirit and their ability to rise to the challenges will ensure that the show goes on. I therefore encourage all persons in Jamaica to make a generous contribution and wear your poppy proudly in honor and support of our ex-servicemen and women who gave so valiantly of their lives so we can enjoy the freedom we have today. On behalf of the Jamaica Legion, it is my distinct pleasure to launch the 2020 Poppy Appeal. Do well, and God bless you.
His Excellency will now be pinned with the ceremonial first poppy, followed by a donation to the National Poppy Appeal. Thank you, Your Excellency. In World Wars I and II, service personnel and civilians pulled together in a unified cause to defeat a great threat to the freedoms we cherished. Throughout the years, this partnership has served national and global security interests with great success. We are again faced by a worthy adversary, and as we have done time and time again, we will overcome. As we do so, let us remember our past warriors, those who fought yesteryear, so that we can live to fight today. Sirs, ma'am, ladies and gentlemen, that brings us to the end of the program. Thank you for your participation.
They shall grow not old, as we who are left grow old. Age shall not wear them, nor the years condemn. At the going down of the sun and in the morning, we will